What's up, guys? Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. Just got back from Wrestlemania 31, 4 days spent out in San Jose, much nicer than it is here in Connecticut. However, I spent 4 days on the road, and a lot of guys always say to me, Jeff, what do you do when you're on the road? How do you eat well? Because nutrition is always a question that pops up on this channel, and nutrition is always a problem that pops up on this channel. Guys want to know how you eat when you're on the road and how do you stay healthy. Well, I have a couple tricks and tactics that I use with me all the time. The first is staring at you right here behind me. These 3 bottles. These are RX 1, 2, and 3. Now, the trick is I never travel with those 3 bottles. But what I do is I take my supplements and I put them in little baggies. And no, I don't get stopped by TSA for contraband. These are actually, just the supplements in these little bags. I have RX 1, RX 3 here. It's as simple as just taking the baggie, taking a scoop, just like this, in here, and then you've got another RX2 serving, right? So we have RX2, 1, 2, and 3. These obviously fit in my bag very easily, and the reason why I always travel with my supplements is for 2 reasons. One, for consistency, because we know that supplementation consistency is really key. And number 2, I travel with these because I never know what I'm going to find when I land in the city. Now, obviously, most cultures are up to date on the fact that some people prefer to eat healthy, and there's a lot more options we have these days, no matter what city we find ourselves in. But that being said, I don't know specifically how the options around me are going to be, especially if I know my schedule is going to be busy. And I knew this past 4 days that I was going to be on call pretty much 24/7, and I wasn't going to maybe have all the time in the world to go seek out healthy options and places to eat. So if I have my supplements with me, I can quickly and easily have a healthy meal option without having to seek out too many different options, and also not have to take much time because I might only have about 5 minutes to get my nutrition in and then get back to work. What I also do is I spend a little time the night I get there, not just going right to sleep, but looking at the menus of the hotels and looking at the surrounding restaurants that I do have at my disposal. I might even call the concierge and ask them, what are some of the healthier places to eat around here? Well, I located one when I was in San Jose. I want to look at the menu with you right now. Of course, the place I picked isn't really all that relevant because if you don't live in San Jose or visit San Jose, you may never find a Whispers, but what I want you to do is look at all the options we had here on this menu. This menu was packed. As soon as I arrived here, from the a la carte options to the different types of wraps that they had, to all the different types of omelet choices and options we had, I knew right away, I'm going to be able to eat here. And guess what I did? I didn't look for anywhere else. So you see, I'm not looking to get creative when I'm on the road. If I find a breakfast place, that is my breakfast place Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Done. I don't want to have to think about it. And I know some people don't like to travel that way, but for me, I find it to be very, very easy to make sure that I get in the right nutrition. Back to the menu again. What I was looking for, obviously, as you guys know, I have my oatmeal in the morning. I have my carbs. I also look to get my protein in. I went and I looked at the omelet options. I chose an egg white omelet. It doesn't mean that you can't have your yolks, guys. I just like egg whites. I had an egg white omelet, and I chose this Marina where I could choose 4 different ingredients. So we want to get some of our carbohydrates in there too. I picked spinach, I picked onions, I picked mushrooms, and then sun-dried tomatoes. And I had that every single morning that I was there. No, it tasted great, and I didn't feel like getting creative, like I said. I went back there again because I knew there was a whole bunch of options here for lunch. And I would go to my standby, one of the things I love the most, a Cajun chicken wrap. We took the chicken wrap that they had there. They just did it Cajun style. I asked them, that was not on the menu, as you can see right here in front of you. They said, yeah, we could do it up Cajun style. So it was a little bit more spice. And I asked for some red peppers and a little bit of extra salsa, just for a little bit more moisture. Wraps can become a little bit dry if you remove all the wet ingredients from them. So I had the wrap, and again, I did that 3 days in a row. I got yogurt on the side. I got some fresh fruit as well. A la carte menu again coming in handy. It worked out perfectly for me. Finally, when it comes to dinner, I do one of 2 things, okay? The first night I was there, I ordered room service. Now, I know I'm going to pay extra for room service. As a matter of fact, I had a $100 room service for some pasta and chicken 2 of the nights that I was there. Why? A, it's a little bit easier. Again, convenience. I'm not out trying to find places that might take me either off my schedule. It might take me out of my work schedule, which obviously is not an option. So I go for the convenience of room service at a little bit added cost. But I can find that on the room service menus. You can be very, very specific. You can make, and they're used to getting your specific requests. If I want to remove something from a meal, all I have to do is ask. If I want to add something to a meal, that pasta I had did not come with chicken. I wanted to get some protein, I add it, fine. They charge me $6.50 extra. Okay, fine, I need to get the protein. So I just ask, and I find it's very, very easy, especially on room service, to make a request. If, on the other hand, we go out to dinner, I will usually go out with my client. So if I do, I let them make the choice, all right? If they want to go somewhere, I'll go, and I never really worry about it because I find it's very simple at restaurants, mostly for dinner, to find a meal option that fits. And I mean, all we're looking for is a staple protein to start our meal, and it could be a lean steak, it could be chicken, it could be ahi tuna, which I did have one night. And then I look to surround it with vegetables. And again, a lot of times steakhouses are your best options because they give you the a la carte options. They give you the Brussels sprouts grilled or whatever. They give you the grilled vegetable option. They give you asparagus. You know, really, we had like a charred asparagus. It was awesome. You know, and then I'll have a carb, whatever that starchy carb is, even if it's a baked potato. I just won't load it with all the crap that comes on top. You know, most of the time they come and they load it all up already. And I don't even know how they do that because they're presuming that people like to eat it that way. I mean, for me, it would turn my stomach. All the bacon and all the sour cream and everything loaded on top. Just give me the potato. I'll kind of dress it up as I choose with just maybe a little bit of salt, a little bit of butter. So you can find something somewhere. It doesn't matter where, again, if you focus on the protein as the core of your meal and then fill in your starchy carbohydrates and fibrous carbohydrates, as I showed you in the past, sort of around that meal, you'll never go wrong. And I think, again, it's not that challenging if your goals are to remain in shape when you're on the road. For me, it's not an indulgence. I'm not out there to just splurge and become, and to party while I'm out on the road. I'm working. And if I'm working, I consider this, you know, how I eat my work as well. And I enjoy everything I eat. If you don't enjoy what you eat, you'll never be able to stick to it. But you have to try to find choices that you enjoy that also aren't going to crush you when you get back. Add 5 pounds every time you come back from a vacation. I can tell you I've never come back from a vacation weighing more than when I left. So hopefully these few tips will help you out. Again, the convenience of my supplementation for me is key. It makes everything very, very easy for me, especially during the working day. And if I scout out a location that I like, I'm there, and you'll find me there every single morning, every single afternoon. They'll get sick of me by the time I'm gone. And finally, for dinner, I just don't think it's all that challenging. If you find a restaurant, there's something on every menu that you can enjoy. If you guys found this helpful, make sure you leave a comment and thumbs up below. If you're looking for ways to expand your meal plans, ways to find many more options that you could enjoy, and actually we even educate you about eating out when you're at restaurants, head to ATHLEAN-X.com and get the ATHLEAN-X training system. See what it's like to feel some freedom from your nutrition. Right? I never feel like I'm going to be stuck if I'm on the road. I always know that there's something that's going to get me through no matter what place I find myself in, and whether it's San Jose or Santa Fe. All right, so I'll see you back here again soon, in just a few days actually, with another new video.